When we gaze up at the night sky, it is easy to forget something extraordinary. We live inside a galaxy called the Milky Way, a sprawling city of stars, yet we know so little about the place we call home. You might think capturing an image of the Milky Way would be as simple as taking a snapshot from a distance. But the reality is far more complicated and far more wondrous. The truth is, we are trapped within one of the galaxy's spiral arms. We cannot simply step back and photograph the whole thing. Even if we could send a spacecraft out to the galaxy's edge, it would take tens of thousands of years just to get there, and billions more to capture the entirety of it. Our galaxy is simply too vast, spanning about 100,000 light-years across. So astronomers had to find another way. They began piecing together a map, not by stepping outside, but by studying from within. They pointed powerful telescopes at millions of stars and celestial objects, gathering tiny fragments of information, until slowly and painstakingly, a grand picture began to emerge. What you see today, the breathtaking map of our Milky Way, is a triumph of patience, technology, and human imagination. At the heart of this achievement is the Gaia Space Telescope. Launched in December 2013 by the European Space Agency, Gaia quietly took up its position at a gravitational sweet spot known as the Lagrange point between the Earth and the Sun. From there, it began its tireless work, scanning the sky over and over for more than a decade. Gaia is not as famous as Hubble or James Webb, but its impact on astronomy has been like a silent tidal wave. It has redefined our understanding of the Milky Way's structure, composition, and history. Imagine a telescope so precise that it could measure the width of a human hair from 1,000 kilometers away. That is the kind of breathtaking sensitivity Gaia brought to its mission. Instead of focusing on a single object, Gaia continuously spins, sweeping its gaze across the entire sky. It does this using two powerful telescopes, slightly angled apart, and a massive array of detectors capable of recording the tiniest shifts in a star's position. Over the years, Gaia collected 3 trillion individual measurements, observing more than 2 billion celestial bodies. The data Gaia sent back to Earth was nothing short of revolutionary. For the first time, astronomers could create a 3-dimensional map of the Milky Way with exquisite detail. They could trace the movements of stars, see how they swirled and danced through the galactic disk, and even rewind or fast-forward their motions across millions of years. But Gaia's discoveries did not stop at mapping. It also revealed secrets hidden deep within the galaxy's heart. By analyzing the motion of stars, scientists found that about 30,000 stars were moving in strange and unexpected ways. These stars did not belong to the Milky Way originally. They were immigrants, captured from other galaxies long ago. This led to an astonishing realization. The Milky Way is not a static city of stars. It is a cosmic melting pot, shaped and reshaped by ancient collisions and mergers. Thanks to Gaia, we now know that the Milky Way has absorbed at least 6 other galaxies over its long history. One of the most dramatic events was the collision with a galaxy known as Gaia Enceladus. About 8 to 11 billion years ago, this smaller galaxy smashed into the Milky Way, scattering its stars throughout our galaxy and leaving lasting scars that Gaia could still detect billions of years later. Other dwarf galaxies like Sequoia and Arcturus also merged with the Milky Way, each event helping to build the grand spiral structure we see today. Even now, the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy continues to be pulled apart by our galaxy's gravity, contributing stars to the Milky Way as it slowly dissolves. These galactic encounters were not mere collisions, they were acts of creation. When a smaller galaxy plunged into the Milky Way, its gravitational waves compressed gas and dust, triggering bursts of star formation. One such event, around 4.7 billion years ago, may have even helped form our own solar system. Gaia's observations have also shed light on the future. In about 4.5 billion years, the Milky Way will collide with the Andromeda Galaxy, another giant spiral nearby. Thanks to Gaia's precise measurements, astronomers have refined this prediction, realizing the collision will be slightly more delayed and more graceful than previously thought. But Gaia did not just focus on galaxies. It meticulously mapped the movements of nearby companions like the large and small Magellanic Clouds, revealing the beautiful bridges of stars stretching between them. It tracked over 150,000 asteroids within our solar system, improving our understanding of their orbits and behaviors. Perhaps even more impressively, Gaia detected hidden black holes. These are black holes that do not emit X-rays or other telltale signs, but reveal themselves through the subtle wobbles they induce in their companion stars. 3 new black holes, named BH1, BH2 and BH3, were discovered, including one massive black hole 33 times the mass of our Sun, located about 2,000 light-years away. Through all of this, Gaia's mission was powered by patience and persistence. It scanned the sky endlessly, gathering tiny movements, tiny shifts, each almost invisible on their own, but together painting a grand cosmic dance. It showed that our galaxy is alive, dynamic, and far more complex than we ever imagined. The impact of Gaia on astronomy cannot be overstated. It has transformed not just our maps, but our understanding of how galaxies grow, evolve, and interact. It has taught us that even the smallest cosmic meetings can ripple outward, shaping the grand architecture of the universe. Although Gaia's main mission is coming to an end, its legacy will continue. 2 more major data releases are scheduled, with treasure troves of raw observations that scientists will mine for decades to come. Hidden within those data packets may be new stars, new planets, and perhaps even new insights into the very origins of our galaxy. So when you look up at the stars tonight, remember, you are not just looking at a static sky. You are witnessing a living, breathing, evolving universe. Thanks to Gaia, we now see the Milky Way not as a distant concept, but as a dynamic home, rich with history, alive with motion, and filled with stories waiting to be told. And I, for one, cannot wait to hear them.